I am 83 years old, and I am sitting on the edge of my bed at nearly 3 in the morning, staring at a pair of slippers. Brown leather, cracked along the sides. The soles worn so thin you can almost see through them. They're sitting on the hardwood floor, right next to my side of the bed, angled slightly toward me, like they're waiting, like he just got up to use the bathroom and he'll be back any second to slide his feet into them. He won't be back. He's been gone 14 months, and I haven't moved those slippers, not once, not an inch. I can still smell the leather if I lean down close enough. Faint now, fading, like everything else he left behind. The hallway clock ticks so loud at this hour, it sounds like someone tapping on my skull. And the other side of the bed is cold. It's always cold now. There's no breathing next to me, no weight pulling the mattress down just enough that I'd roll slightly toward him in my sleep. Just silence, thick, permanent silence. I was married for 61 years, 61, and I loved him most on the day I buried him. That should terrify you. What I'm about to tell you is going to make you uncomfortable. Good, it should, because I'm not telling you this story so you feel sorry for me. I'm telling you this so you don't become me. I grew up in a house where love was something you proved with your hands, not your mouth. My mother never once told my father she loved him. Not once in the 44 years they were married. But she ironed his shirts every Sunday night, every single Sunday. Creased his trousers so sharp you could cut yourself on them. She cooked his meals. She kept the house spotless. She raised 4 children without ever raising her voice about how hard it was. And I thought that was love. I thought love was endurance, showing up, keeping quiet, getting through it. I thought tenderness was something for weak women, women who didn't have backbones. My mother had a backbone made of iron, and she never once softened in front of my father. So I learned the lie early, and I learned it deep. Loyalty is enough. Tenderness is a luxury. Keep your softness locked in a drawer, and only take it out at funerals. I married Gerald when I was 22. He was 24. Tall, quiet, had a laugh that started in his belly and took its time reaching his mouth. He loved me in a way that was obvious to everyone in the room except me. Or maybe I saw it and just didn't know what to do with it. So I did what I knew. I became a fortress. I kept the house immaculate. Meals were on time every single evening. Bills were paid. Children were raised, fed, educated, and launched into the world without complaint. I was proud of that, proud of being the kind of wife people admired. May keeps that house running like a clock, they'd say, and I'd straighten my back a little more. But I rationed my affection like it was wartime sugar, a hand on his shoulder when he got bad news. A brief kiss before bed, always quick, always with my lips barely committed to the act. Measured, controlled, like I was afraid that if I gave too much, I'd run out. Or worse, I'd be seen. Really seen. And that terrified me more than anything. Gerald would reach for my hand sometimes on the couch, just reach over while we were watching television, and I'd find a reason to get up, get him some water he didn't ask for, check on something in the kitchen that didn't need checking. I'd hear the television droning behind me, and I knew his hand had landed on an empty cushion. Again. I told myself I was being a good wife, a strong wife, the kind of wife a man could count on. I wasn't a wife, I was a wall, a beautifully maintained, perfectly painted wall. And that man spent 61 years leaning against me, trying to find a door. I'd give every perfectly folded shirt back, every one of them. I'd trade them all for one single moment of having grabbed his face in my hands and told him what I actually felt. But I didn't. Not once. Not fully. And now the shirts are in boxes in the closet, and the man is in the ground. It was a Tuesday when everything broke. November. The kind of day that doesn't even bother trying to be anything but grey. The sky was low and heavy, like it was pressing down on the church roof. People came in from the rain, smelling like wet wool coats and damp umbrellas, and the whole building had that thick, sweet smell of lilies. I have hated lilies ever since. Every time I smell them now, my chest tightens, and I have to leave the room. The fluorescent lights in that church hummed. Not loud, just enough that you'd notice when everything else went quiet. And everything did go quiet when I walked up to the casket. I looked at Gerald's face first. They'd done a decent job, but it wasn't right. His colour was off. Too smooth, too still. Gerald was never still. Even in sleep he'd twitch, mumble, reach for me. But it was his hands that undid me. They'd folded them across his chest, right over left. Gerald never rested his hands that way, never. He always had his left over his right. I'd seen those hands 10,000 times, resting on the arm of his chair, wrapped around a coffee cup, reaching for mine on the couch. I knew those hands better than I knew my own. And they were wrong. Everything was wrong. And something inside me just broke. Not cracked, not bent. Broke. Like a dam that had been holding for 61 years and finally just gave way. I started sobbing. Not crying. Not the quiet, dignified tears I'd allowed myself at other funerals, other people's grief. This was something raw and ugly and enormous. It came from somewhere so deep I didn't even know it existed. My whole body shook with it. I grabbed the side of that casket with both hands, and I leaned in, and I touched his face, his cold, wrong, still face. And I said it, over and over. I love you, I love you, I love you, Gerald, I love you. I said it more times in that 2 minutes than I had said it in 61 years of marriage. Let that settle in. Let that really land. My daughter was standing behind me. I could feel her there. And later she told me, with tears running down her own face, "Mom, I have never heard you talk to Dad like that. Not ever." She wasn't angry. She was heartbroken. Because she was right. She had never heard it because I had never done it. I was more emotionally naked with his body than I ever allowed myself to be with him. I gave a dead man what I refused to give the living one. And the shame of that is something I carry in my chest like a stone. Every single day, every single hour. And then a memory hit me. Standing there in that church with the humming lights and the smell of lilies and my tears falling onto his suit jacket, a memory from 3 years before he died. We were in bed. It was late. The house was dark and quiet, and he said it so softly I almost missed it. "Do you still love me, May?" And I said, "Don't be silly, Gerald. Don't be silly." That's what I said. That man opened a vein in the dark, asked me the most vulnerable question a person can ask after decades of marriage. And I shut the door on him with 4 words. Don't be silly. Like his need to hear it was an inconvenience. Like his heart was being dramatic. I hear that sentence on a loop now, every night, every single night. His voice, quiet, hopeful, and my voice, dismissive, efficient, cruel in its casualness. I had a chance to be soft. He was begging me to be soft, and I chose to be a fortress instead. When I came home from the funeral that evening, the house was dark. I walked into the bedroom and turned on the lamp, and there they were, his slippers, right where he'd left them, right by my side of the bed, angled toward me like they'd been waiting all day. My knees almost gave out. That was 14 months ago. The slippers haven't moved. I won't let anyone touch them. Sometimes I get down on my knees and I polish them with a cloth. I rub the leather softly, slowly, the way I should have rubbed his shoulders after a long day. The way I should have touched his hand on the couch instead of getting up. It disgusts me and comforts me at the same time, this ritual. I'm nurturing leather because the man is gone. Every night I climb into bed and I see them there, patient, angled, loyal, just like him. They're the most devoted thing in this house, and they're empty, just like every night I spent next to him without saying what mattered. I talk to them now. I say, "Good night, Gerald." I whisper things into this dark, empty room that I hoarded for 6 decades. I tell him he was beautiful. I tell him his laugh made me feel safe. I tell him I was scared. I tell him I'm sorry. I say it all now, every word, fluent and free, and there is no one to hear it. The bed is cold on his side. The leather is cracking with age. The silence in this house is so thick some nights I can hear the walls settling, the wood shifting, the bones of this place groaning the way mine do. And I eat dinner at the table and set one plate, and sometimes I catch my hand reaching for a second one, just for a moment, just out of muscle memory, and then I stop, and I sit down alone, and I eat in silence. The void isn't dramatic. That's what nobody tells you. It's not cinematic. It's administrative. It's reaching for a word and having no one to receive it. It's making too much coffee. It's hearing a joke on television and turning to your left and finding furniture. It's the small, relentless math of one. He didn't need a perfect wife. I understand that now. I understand it with every cell in my body 14 months too late. He didn't need the iron shirts, or the perfect meals, or the paid bills. He needed a warm wife. A wife who would grab his hand back. A wife who would say, "Yes, Gerald, I love you. I have always loved you. And I'm sorry I made you wonder." Those slippers will outlast my softness by decades. Someone will find them when I'm gone and throw them away, not knowing they were the most important thing in this house. Now I'm going to talk to you. You, the one watching this right now, while your person is in the next room. Maybe they're sleeping. Maybe they're on the couch. Maybe they're washing dishes or folding laundry or just sitting there, breathing, alive, warm, reachable. Go say it. Not tomorrow, not this weekend, not when the time is right. The time is never right. That's the trick life plays on you. You wait for the perfect moment, and the perfect moment is always right now, and you always miss it. Go say it. Say, "I love you." Say it like you mean it. Say it like it might be the last time. Because one day, one ordinary, unremarkable day, it will be. And you won't know it. You never know it. I know what you're thinking. You're thinking, they already know. No, they don't. They hope. They assume. They tell themselves it's fine. But they don't know. And hope gets exhausting after 40 years. Hope is not the same as hearing it. Hope is not the same as being touched like you matter. Hope is what people survive on when the person they love won't say the words out loud. Stop performing strength. Stop acting like softness will break you. It won't. You know what will break you? Sitting on the edge of a bed at 3 a.m, 83 years old, talking to a pair of empty slippers because you were too proud to be tender when it counted. You're tired? So was he. Say it anyway. You're not good with words? Neither am I. Say it anyway. It feels awkward? Good. Love is supposed to be awkward. Love is supposed to be clumsy and embarrassing and too much. That's how the other person knows it's real. Grab their face. Look them in the eyes. Say the thing you keep swallowing. Stop rationing your warmth like you're going to run out. You won't run out. The only thing you'll run out of is time. I know, because I ran out. And now I'm holding a cracked leather slipper against my chest at 3 a.m, telling a dead man everything he deserved to hear when his heart was still beating. Don't wait until leather is all you have left to hold.